And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who just tuned in, welcome to this live streaming of the men's semi-finals of the South African Nationals men's pairs. Um, for those who just tuned in, it's a nice inclement weathery day here in Cape Town. Some rain and wind, as we know, Cape Town. And the two teams that have just started their game, trial ends done and dusted, and the two leads have just played their bowls. From Roosevelt Park in Johannesburg, we've got Jason Evans and Luan Cronje, the 18-year-old youngster, that you can see on your screen. And then we've got Siebert and Evertse from Collegians Bowling Club down in Natal Inland's Bowling District. For those of you who just tuned in, thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoy the afternoon with me. Jason Evans on the mat at the moment. In the first end, looks like they're one down at the moment. Still looks like they're one down. You'll notice the camera angles this afternoon is a bit different due to the inclement weather. Hopefully the weather improves so we can get some of the games to follow from different angles, but at least we can bring you some live action from the bowling greens down in Cape Town. As you guys can see, it's nice and cold. People with their jackets on, just putting some rain gear on and so forth. In the far back of your screen, there's some singles games going on. We will get you up to speed with some of the games that's happening throughout the duration of this game. Sid just dropping his bowl past Jack High, still holding the one shot. I'm sure Jason Evans will just come down on his back and try and touch the shot ball. Sure, he's just going to be over the weight. Jason just playing outside the line there. So as I mentioned, this is only the first end. They've just started the game. Sid's also on the back end, just dropping about 2-3 foot short. Not sure from this angle if that bowl's in line. I'm sure Jason is probably might have to discussing playing the forehand as it looks. For those of you that have just tuned in, please share the videos and please get other bowlers and people that enjoy watching the game of bowls, please get them to also go to Cape Town Bowls on YouTube. Cape Town Bowls, Talking Heads. Let's get them watching and get everyone to take part in this live streaming. Jason unfortunately just turns Siebert's ball in there. It looks like he's turned it in for two. Just played it under the line a little bit. The weight was good. For those watching that don't know, no introduction needed for Jason Evans. He's won five consecutive JBA singles titles, which is absolutely great. He's also a current Protea player. He's won a couple of medals at the Commonwealth Games and I believe World Bowls as well, which is great. So very, very decorated bowler. And his lead Luan, to your left of the screen, he's He's, I believe, 18 years old. I had a little chat to the youngster this morning. He's very amped and looking forward to this. He says a great experience playing with the likes of one of our greatest bowlers in South Africa, Jason Evans. He was very excited. Jason opting to go with a little bit more weight this time. Yeah, he gets a jack, goes into the ditch. Because of the angles, we'll just have to wait for the conclusion. You'll see the scoreboard on the right hand side there. Jason Evans will be to the left. Will be to the left of the scoreboard, and Siebert from Collisions will be to the right of the scoreboard on your screen as it is at the moment. So it's coming down on his backhand. Needs to get past that ball and just drop short. Not quite sure who's holding. Sid's lead was very confident that they'd be holding the shot. They were holding the shot with that ball that they are measuring at the moment. So yeah, we'll keep you up to date, and the scores should be on the top of the screens in a short moment once they update us.
Skip for first. No, false. False.
Where is the fours now? To this one. C Stein. Constant Stein.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know these?
Yeah.
So it's Constance. It's either.
Constant Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think his son's playing lead in that side. Warren Stein. Oh, no problem. I think he might be down in that little. Oh, as you guys can see, they've brought in the umpire. Not too sure. Not too sure who's holding there at the moment. The umpire's on the wrong side there. Mark, shouldn't the umpire be on this side?
Should be.
He's measuring the jack. And what, I've got the mic off, so it's... no, switch it off and I'm not gonna... Looks like a very close measure there, folks. Umpire is being assisted by young Luan Cronje. Seems to have a steady hand on the measure, on the tape measure there. Once again, please share the links. If you guys are tuned in, please share with fellow bowlers around the country, and post some links on Facebook so that we can get people watching some bowls this afternoon. So its scores have been concluded. It's 1-0 to Jason Evans and Luan. after the first end. What a great end to open this semi-final of the men's national pairs 2021. There we go. You guys can see you should be able to see the score at the top center of your screens. Got to meet Luan this morning, as I said earlier. What a humble young man, and he says he's just enjoying his bowls and enjoying this opportunity. And I can assure you, he's quite a youngster, as I like to call it, a young star. Luan just drops about a meter short on the forehand inside the center line. Luan once again on the forehand. Weight's looking much better. Yeah, it's a great second ball there by Luan. James on the mat at the moment, also opting to play his forehand. Yes, inside the center line, dropping a meter and a bit short. Guys, I'm going to welcome in the commentary box with me Wade Pretorius. He'll be my co-commentator. Wade, thanks for joining me.
Eugene, it's a pleasure to be here, particularly because with COVID regulations, etc., no spectators are allowed, so better than if you can't play, you might as well come and down and have a commentator and watch these pros do their thing.
Yes, that's for sure. Also had the privilege in playing in the Nationals. Unfortunately, didn't go that well. But yeah, always lucky to come down and see the guys play and get some live feed out to the bowling community in South Africa.
Yeah, and we've had a week of fantastic weather, and as you can see, the players got their rain gear on. It'll certainly make things tricky out there, and maybe whoever adapts first will come out on top here today.
Yes, no, for sure. Like I said to the viewers, we live streaming the semi-finals of the pairs. Jason Evans and the youngster Luan Cronje up against Siebert and James Evertse from Collisions Bowling Club. Looks like Luan's holding the shot there.
Oof, and that one stays up. Could be useful, especially the way it's lying there. Sid might look to chop and line. If he drags the whites around the corner, that's even better.
Yeah, possibility is always when the green's a bit sticky after the rain and stuff we've had in Cape Town the whole morning. You tend to be up and at it a little bit more. Jason opting for the forehand there. It looks like it's just falling short underneath the center line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the struggle, keeping weight and managing to make sure that they have the deft touch that you would ordinarily have in the dry, you know?
Yeah, no, it makes it a little bit more complicated when the greens are sticky after a bit of rain. As you can see, Sid is up on the forehand.
He's playing that shot. He's now got 2 seconds. So this is going to be a pretty crucial ball here from Jason.
I'll get another bowl in the head. Always a danger with only having one bowl in the head.
Oof, and he's got a good spot, but it is sitting pretty there for Sid. If he pulls the whites,
I think he might have even made 2 with that last ball. Sid coming down on the forehand again. Looks like he still has a nice steady weight going.
Off, he's played that with good weight. If he can get that to just spend a little bit more. This is another crucial ball from Jason. He's holding two. If he can maybe push his ball through. Luan's calling him to push his ball through, and then he's got position.
I think he's opting to play it on the backhand. Interesting to see if he plays a cover ball or tries and get. It looks like he's going for. Oh, he runs into those short balls, but he
That's his. That's not bad.
might have turned it in for 3 at the moment.
And he's covered it.
Yeah. I think Sid might opt to go a little bit more directly at this with a little bit more weight.
That is a quality ball. Oh, terrible result.
Just gets the outside of the white there. As you guys can see on the screen, it's bucketing down in Cape Town again. It's been on and off the whole morning. Typical Cape Town weather. At least for now, the wind has died down a little bit. It was quite a bit stronger this morning.
Okay, they've each got one ball left. Jason knows he's holding. Yeah, Luan's not calling on too much weight. Match the back ball.
I think he's asking Jason to put in a cover ball at the back there, on the backhand.
Yeah, he's not short, that's for sure. Where's this going to finish?
Weight looks decent. If he drops to that back ball, it's very good. Oh, he just doesn't get past that ball. Weight was good.
Yep, and here we go. Call is for the run. We're going to have to see if Sid can turn it from 3 down. He's got everything at the back.
Yeah, it just depends how he gets that front ball. That ball might even follow through.
There we go.
He's got hold of the white and
that's a burnt end.
yes, that's a burnt end. Or as they opt to say in Australia, that end, they killed that end.
Yep, and all that drama for nothing. We go again.
Yeah.
I mean, what a titanic clash this is going to be. Obviously, Jason Evans has got the pedigree. You know the amount of singles titles, represented South Africa on numerous occasions. He's already a decorated bowler. So I've installed him as the favourite here. Eugene, can you see Sid and his team pulling through, or how do you see this going?
You know, I've known Sid for many years. I think he's the type of bowler that can pull it off on the most difficult of days. So yeah, I wouldn't not give them a chance, but yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. Looking at the first 2 ends, we've had 2 jacks in the ditch. So yeah, both scripts definitely going to be up and at it when they're under pressure. Another decent opener from Luan there on the backhand. Yeah, we'll bring you guys a little bit of some of the other matches that's happening around the club a little later. Some of the singles and the 4 semi-final that's happening at the moment. Give you some updates on who's in what.
We've just on the other rink, on ring 3, Wayne Roberts was down 2 or 3 in his semi-final against Jerry Baker, and they got the shot there, so just waiting for the board to flip to see their match update.
Oh, brilliant ball from Luan there on the backhand. Nice correction.
6-1 after 2, so Jerry Baker's got the early upper hand in his semi-final. I know he's good friends with Jason Evans. They've obviously gone away on a lot of tours, so if they set up a final, that could be quite a thriller.
Yes, no, indeed. What a final it would be if Jerry can manage to make it through that game, and Jason on this side. It would be a lovely game to watch, and yeah, we'll be bringing you some of that tomorrow. because all the finals will happen on Sunday morning, which is tomorrow. Should make for great viewing. So please tune in throughout the day and tomorrow as well.
James Evertse trying to just get himself another close second. His opposition's dropped a bit, and he's made the overcorrection, going through a little run.
Yeah, once again setting up for that little weighted shot, as it is at the moment.
Seems to be the wider you go, that hangs a little bit. It did come back, but not as much as I thought it would.
Yeah, he's played it with half a meter overweight there.
This is certainly not the wide one.
Yeah, it looks like
Is he
looks
reaching?
like he's going to come up a little bit short.
He's not reaching. Not a good road.
Might have got close enough for another second. I have to wait and see. Wade, as I mentioned earlier, the young Luan, he's only 18 years of age. Lovely to see the youngsters playing with some of the star bowlers in South Africa, and the star bowlers taking youngsters and going out and playing with them.
What an opportunity for him, and he finds himself trying to compete for medals at the highest honour. I mean, that's what you want to see. He's really grabbed his chance thus far.
Yes, and I believe the people that watched him play this weekend, they say he's one to watch for the future.
Jason also coming up short. I think we're going to see that a bit today with the rain and the players not quite having the same feel, with the greens being quite waterlogged after a downpour this morning.
Oh wait, we also have the rain's intermittent as well, so the green gets a little chance to dry out slightly, and then it buckets down again, and you find yourself looking for rhythm and weight all over again.
Sid's just put a really good second shot in there, nice and close. So anything now that finds that short front ball would be a scoring ball.
Oh, Jason just coming up a little bit short there on the forehand. James asking Sid to play with a little bit more weight.
Crack up, buddy.
Interestingly enough, Eugene, this is both Jerry and Jason. This is their last discipline that they left in, so they're definitely going to be eager to make the final and take a gold back home to Joburg.
Yes, no, for sure. I think they'll give it all they have. They don't want to go home dry. I think they'll give it their all. Jerry and Jason, they were giving the organising committee a bit of headaches because they were in all disciplines, so trying to find time slots to play the games always makes it a difficult task.
I think more credit's got to go to the greenkeeper, how they managed to keep these greens in such good shape and handle all this rain so that we can finish on time, because obviously with tomorrow being the only day set aside for the finals and players needing to travel home, they've already booked their flights, it would be a complete disaster if the greens weren't as good as they are. Oh, and Jason is a fraction heavy. Oh, that was a good ball.
I think he managed to turn the second shot, so that front ball might have come into the count now.
Yep, Luan looks happy with it.
Yeah, I know, all ups to the organising committee and the green staff, everybody involved. They've really made this tournament a success thus far, and a lot of positive feedback from the travelling players from up country and down the coast.
So just taking his time just to make sure that he's going to really nail this one quite close, either get second shot or get the shot himself. It's not beyond the realms. There's a little gap there.
Yeah, I think he's opted to play with a little bit more weight at this. A little bit more direct.
Oh,
He's
that's
just-
not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think he's just taken out his closest ball. I think Luan looking at the third shot as well. That's a definite 2 there.
That was high risk. Just 2.
Oh, so that
Okay.
end is concluded. Scores 3-1 after 2 ends. Jason Evans. Wade, how was your experience in the nationals and the games that you've
Yeah, we played in the
played.
pairs. I only played in the pairs this year. It was wonderful. We had the Glen Greens were running beautifully. In fact, we had a titanic clash in our last group game with Matthew Perry. I see he's still in the singles. He's a phenomenal bowler. His weight control, especially early on, was just sublime, and I think he's got a bright future in the game. And I'm interested. I've been following his progress. He's going quite deep here, and it'll be interesting to see how his BMT handles it when he gets right down into the latter stages of the singles.
Yeah, and also later this year, I believe he's been selected to play in the SA Junior Masters. So it'd be lovely to see his progress there as well. But yeah, he's in the quarterfinals. He's up against Gavin Terro from Paulsmoor Bowling Club. They're actually busy playing at the moment. Just to give you a heads up on some of the other games, other singles quarterfinals at the moment is Sean Thomas. He's up against Niksha Benjurik. Sean being from JBA, Niksha from BGN. Then you've got Warren van der Sloot from Hillary Bowling Club in Port Natal. He's got a walk. He's already in the semi-finals, I see. And then you've got Bradley Robinson up against Paul White. But yeah, I think it's setting up to be a nice sprint to the end.
I did pop in earlier in the week, and I saw Paul White play against Neil Burkett in the fours. And let me tell you, he was on fire. They won that game quite convincingly. He was just really, really good, and so obviously he's carried that momentum right down into the last 8. So he'll be up against it against Bradley Robertson, that's for sure.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Bradley he's playing out of Bryanston Sport in this nationals, but he's also from Natal Inland, and him and Paul White they're fairly well acquainted. So they know each other's game, so it should make a very, very interesting game of singles.
Luan's setting his partner Jason up really well, yeah.
Yeah,
3 good bowls. Sometimes the skips aren't that upset with something that stops quite short when you've got two players in position.
especially not if it's only a foot and a half short of the white. It's also kind of a cover ball. James down on the forehand again. The weight looks better. Oh, you were telling us about that now, Wade.
I think I'll have to chat to a few of the people that skipped me and let them know that a foot and a half short of the wide isn't that bad. Now he's got to play for a position, surely. Eugene, what do you do here?
Oh, I think he'll probably just try and turn that jack level ball of his behind. If he slips past it, he's going to end up in a great spot.
I think Jason called him a meter behind the wide. Let's see if he can follow instructions.
Oh, exactly.
It's not wasted there.
That ball's not too far back at all because that is the only ball at the back. So I'm sure James will still be over the weight a little bit. Yeah, that takes the catch away a little bit there, so make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it was a good bowl with the reward could have been slightly better. Luan's really set up Jason here well. But Sid's been bowling well all tournaments. I played against Sid in the Nationals back in, I think, 2015. It was my first experience. Top quality bowler, he possesses all the shots. And I know that he'll be up for this battle, that's for sure.
No, that's for sure. Oh, Jason opting to play on the backhand. Looks like he's going to try and get inside that wide black ball on the backhand. He's just played it under the line a little bit, but not in a bad spot.
So there's the weight there, he's just not trusting the grass to come around the front ball of James.
Yeah, it's. I thought he might have opted to play on the forehand. I see he's Jason down on the backhand again. I think he's still trying to get just inside those balls. He's managed to slip past into another good position there. A little bit of a score update. Jerry Baker is 7-1 up after 3 ends. Seems like Prince is holding one in the current head. Oh,
That's what they had everything at the back there, the Evans duo, and Sid bowls a great ball, but unfortunately he's probably down 3. And again, Jason's ball that came to a good spot at the back is even more in play now.
yes, I think Luan has asked Jason to drop down on that little set on the side, on the right hand side. He turns that ball, he might bring another 2 into count there.
Oh,
Jason dropping
It's
under the line,
good result,
but good result there. From what we can hear, Sid can't really see the jack on either hand, so it's quite congested.
He's been forced to change his hand now. He's got to go to the backhand and he's got to play through that port. And he really doesn't have that much room for error because the Evans team's ball is really close in there. So to cut it down, he really has to play a great ball. Perfect weights.
Yeah, he needs to drop inside that outside right hand ball of Jason Evans to cut it down. Score's only 3-0. They don't particularly want to drop a big number here and then playing catch up for the rest of this match. He's opting to play the backhand. He's definitely got enough weight. Oh, how unlucky.
Oh my God, Lord, the rubs are not going his way right now. That is...
Oh, he's managed to turn his closest ball out. So it should definitely be 4. Sid and Jason both each having 1 ball to play.
Jason's going to continue on the forehand and try and find his wide ball on the right. If he beats that ball, he's in the count, and it's 4 and a look as it stands.
Jason plays a good ball as Sid's already under a bit of pressure, but if he plays a good ball here, the pressure might just increase slightly. He's just played it outside the line. Good weight.
It's a nice spot. If Sid does manage to come through and pick up the white, at least Jason's got even more protection. I mean, he's holding all the aces right now.
Yeah, Sid's again opting for the backhand. Again, he's not short.
James says he's trying. Oh, what a ball.
What a great ball.
He managed to navigate that port.
Oh, I think he's cut it down to only 1. It was 5 down, he cut it down to 1. Always good if you can manage to keep the amount of shots you drop down to 1 or 2.
Eugene, you had a phenomenal run in the Western Province District competitions this year. Quickly, give me the mindset you can't really win the game in the beginning, but you can lose it if they drop 4 there, 5 there. The other team kind of takes control. Is it about damage limitation early on, or what's the mindset when you're playing a shot like Sid just had there?
Yeah, wait, I think it's in the early parts of the game, the two opposition are still touching and feeling and trying to get used to each other. So yeah, I think if you can limit the damage in the beginning of the game, you could set yourself up nicely. But yeah, it happened to me in the final of the Western Province men's pairs. You drop a 7, for the rest of the game you're chasing. That's the unfortunate part of it. So yeah, that's my view on things.
Yeah, so the team of where are we now? Of collegians, they need a good start because Jason Evans' lead, young Luan Cronje, really he's done well. He's sort of helped build ahead really dynamically each end, and so. Sid will really be asking a lot of James on this end in the next few, just to go up to the head, 1 or 2 up, and see if he can try and convert. He's saving brilliantly at the moment.
Yeah, that's for sure. Luan just finding his rhythm a bit better than James at the moment, and yeah, unfortunately, the pressure's been on Sid for the first 4 ends of this game. Take into consideration we had 1 burnt end. So yeah, he will need James to be a little bit closer to try and put some pressure on Jason. That's a decent ball, about a foot short of the white.
And speaking of that, pairs, your teammate Gavin Terro from Polesmore into the latter stages. That's a phenomenal run.
Yes. Now as the chairperson of Polesmore Bowling Club, I'm quite happy, and yeah, he's beaten me a couple of times in the past few years in the club singles. So yeah, he's definitely has the ability to make it further. Yeah, it's just a pity we're so far from now. There's no flipboards at the back, so I can't see the score.
They're playing over on the C green with the rest of the A green taken up by the various competitions. We may have to send a scout down there just to keep us updated on how Gavin Terro is going against Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
a great ball from
Wait, I'm gonna just take a breather. You'll be joined by Wainwright Miller, one of the current Proteas. So I'll be back in a couple of moments.
You can go do that scouting for me and go
yes,
have a look at
sure.
how your friend Gavin's going.
See you later.
Wayne, thanks for joining us here in the commentary box. Give us a quick update on how your nationals fared.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it went alright. Obviously, could have been a lot better. I would have liked to have been out there playing now, but yeah, I think it was a good start getting back into bowls and that. So yeah, we didn't quite make it in the 4s in our section, but yeah, we played some good bowls. Pairs, we lost playing with Doug Bashford. We lost by 1 shot in the playoff game, so we did well to win our section. We had quite a tough section. Singles lost 32. Lost yesterday evening to Johnny De Sosa. So.
Johnny, as a bowler from the Cape, we know Johnny very well. He's a very crafty bowler, ultimate competitor.
Yes.
And obviously with yourself being a Proteas player, I'm sure that excited him a fair amount to come up against you and see how he could test himself.
Yeah, definitely. I think it always does. I think it brings probably the best out of everyone. They always want to play well against a top player, and Protea as well. They want to play well and beat everybody. So yeah, it also makes us play a bit better as well. So it's good. It's good for the game, and yeah, it's good for him. Unfortunately, he did lose this morning, but weather conditions a lot different to what it was yesterday. So yeah, definitely not easy out there today. Yeah,
the latter stages of this weather's certainly becoming a factor. As we speak, it starts raining again, but yesterday there was quite a lot of wind about, and this morning's rain, and beyond that we've had some great sunshine. So I think it's a pity that the weather's playing such a big factor today, because obviously it's quite difficult for everyone in these conditions.
Yeah, definitely. It's would have been nice to have had nine days of pure sunshine right through, but yeah, that's bowls and that's sport for you. And sometimes it's actually good for the game just to have different conditions. And you have to adapt if you want to beat the best, play at the top level. You need to adapt, and no matter what sport you're playing. So yeah, we had a bit of wind yesterday as well. I think it's the first day we had some wind actually. Otherwise, we've been very spoiled when it came to the weather. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
And the Cape Greens, how did you find them?
All of them pretty good. I mean, I was at the Glen for the fours. I was at Plumstead for the pairs, and they were very good, very good. And all the greens I played on, didn't play on B, but I played here on A, B, and C, A, C, and D. Sorry, and they were actually very good. Speed was very good. So yeah, definitely no complaints about the greens.
That's not for the first time that Sid's bowled a great bowl in this match and been unable to reap the rewards. Another 2 added to Evans' tally. In your experience, what sort of impact does a strong, fast start make in the game?
Yeah, it's obviously good to get off to a good start. It'll, especially at these closing stages now, semi-finals, it can really help just to settle your nerves down and get you into a bit of a rhythm. And then obviously you've got scoreboard pressure that'll start taking its toll as well. The more you can keep scoring and keep your opposition from scoring, puts pressure on them, and they're going to obviously start forcing things eventually, and it's either going to go their way or go against you, and you can start dropping a few big ends.
And as obviously someone who's played the game at the highest level, played with Jason Evans quite a bit, played against him quite a bit, do you see him sort of just trying to tick over the ends now, pick up the ones and twos, or do you see him trying to attack, or does he let Sid try and attack and force his way back into this?
I think he'll leave it up to Sid. Jason will just want to try and keep scoring every end. He'll just want to make sure his lead's getting bowls in the head and putting them in good places. So yeah, I think he'll leave the attacking to Sid and just try and keep the scoreboard ticking over on his side. And yeah, I don't think he'll try and change too much. He's obviously a top bowler, so he'll back himself if he's down and to get himself out of trouble.
At this point, I only have to ask if Jason didn't pack for the latter stages of this competition, not wearing long pants. I think he's drenched out there and he must be getting pretty cold.
Well, he is from Joburg, and it does get a bit chilly up there as well, so I don't think he'll be too uncomfortable with the cold, and the wet probably as well. But, trying to see if anyone else on the green is in shorts. I see Dion Ordy's in shorts. I think they're the only 2 that I can see. So he's got to be a little bit cold.
Well, there's a good ball from James to help build on the end. I must say that Luan's been really impressive early on. I don't know how much you know of him, but as a youngster he certainly grabbed his chance.
Definitely, I did see him once before, but I don't know much about him. But from what I've seen here, he has definitely impressed, and he's played some good bowls. To be even with a skip like Jason Evans, to be in the semi-final, you've got to be playing good bowls.
Yeah, the strength in the competition, as you mentioned earlier, some of the pools have been incredible. I know that there was an all masters pool in the singles, so it's really the luck of the draw element has hurt quite a few people's chances. You can't really get a nice easy start to the competition. It just seemed like it was all out war from the get-go.
Yeah, that's right. Look, you're playing in the Nationals, which is probably the most prestigious tournament apart from your SA Masters, so you're always going to get good players. Doesn't matter what sort of draw you get. If you want to win it, you've got to beat the best, and that starts from day one. So yeah, you might get lucky with a slightly easier draw, but really there's no easy games. So.
Yeah, not from the knockouts. I mean, from the knockouts, It doesn't matter really. maybe I was speaking to Jason a little earlier on. He said that sometimes the hard pull stage kind of then maybe the draw opens up a little bit for you until the right near the end. So you got to take the good with the bad, and as you say, if you want to win this title, you're going to have played a good few strong opponents along the way. So there's no hiding, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's you really got to take it one game at a time and get through that game and move on to the next. You know, you don't want to be looking too far ahead and thinking about who you're going to play if this happens or that happens. It's really one game at a time.
In the other semi-final, the final, Jerry Baker against Wayne Roberts. The score is 7-3 to Jerry Baker through 5 ends. Dion Ordy's on the mat. He's holding 1. It's coming down quite nicely.
Yeah, it's quite a big game that you've got 4 top quality players playing against each other. Obviously you've got your 2 Proteas. One is a current Protea in Prince. The other is Jerry Baker, who we all know pretty well. And then you've got up and coming Wayne Roberts. He's currently in the gold squad. And Dion, obviously a good friend of mine, and he's also a very good player, and currently plays in the our Port Natal A side. So yeah, it's a big matchup, that one.
Yeah, you can give us quite a lot of insight here with Port Natal being well represented in the latter stages. It is the strength quite good in your domestic competitions?
Yeah, it is, and you know, it's good to see quite a few Port Natal players representing and doing well. Yeah, we've got a lot of youngsters as well coming through. I mean, we've got Paul White there in the singles, currently playing Bradley Robinson from Natal Inland, so another Natal boy. And then you've got, I don't think he's a novice anymore, but he's also fairly new, is Warren van der Sloot, also out of Port Natal, and he beat Jerry Baker yesterday in a cracking singles game.
Oh, that is a great ball from Sid. Sorry to interrupt you there, but at last Sid got a little bit of good fortune because he's been finding balls and...
yeah, he's been in the area more often than not, but just hasn't been getting the results. So yeah, definitely a good shot from him.
And a player of your quality, when that happens, you just keep bowling good balls and hope that your luck changes, or what's the mentality like when I mean, you're in a Titanic, you're in a semi-final, and the luck's not going your way? What do you try and do or change, or do you just stick to everything and keep going?
I think it's pretty much that. You just want to keep focusing on your game, keep getting balls close. You know, the more you can get balls close, things can start changing eventually, and you know that's what you're going to be working towards. So, you know, you don't want to put yourself under too much pressure and too much stress and worrying about how things are going. It's really just keep at your game plan and just really hoping that things will change. And generally it does happen as long as you're in the area. So.
Yeah, I think also when the greens are good, I know there's a lot of rain about, but when the greens are good, then if you're in the area, you are going to get the reward eventually.
Yes, yeah, you might get a little lucky ride here and there, but you know, you're in the area with good weights, so that's all you can really do. You want to be in that target area, especially if you're down, and you know, you could get that lucky rub that goes your way.
If I catch Jason's ball.
Which one? This one.
The last ball down, Jason's ball.
We coming up, there's all of us here.
Looks like it could just be holding one at the moment. Can't tell if the front hole of Sid's is in. James is just asking him just to turn those front bowls up.
Yeah, I think that looks like the safer hand right now.
Yeah. It's just not going to reach, obviously, maybe a little bit scared.
Taking the one out.
So they're off the mark.
On close inspection, I think that they could just have two. I think this ball that he's going to...
No, I don't think
that was out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was. Could be 3. They're definitely going to measure for the third. So far it's 2 out.
That one's way in.
3.
3, yeah. That was a good play then, just to
Yeah,
be sort of conservative on the last ball and not cause any dramas.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what we were just talking about there, is just sticking to your game plan and just making sure you're getting in the area. And there it went right for City, turned the ball to make 3 shots. So they can look to build on that now. They can choose the length they want.
Yeah, 6-3 after 5. I mean, we knew this was going to be a titanic clash, but it feels a little bit like golf, where you can kind of miss all of this and come back on the 21st end and see who's going to pull out the dream shot here to send their team into the final.
Yeah, exactly. And from what I've seen, especially in these knockout stages, most of the games have been very close. There hasn't been a lot of runaway games, you know. It's been tight battles from the fours, pairs, and into the singles as well. Just looking around, I've got a bit of a mixed bag. With the rinks and that, they've got singles mixed between the 2 pairs and then another singles game.
And that must be the 4s on the end rink on A6.
Yes, yeah.
Where we have...
It's going to be the semi-final then.
Yeah, the Rustenburg Impala side of Ferdy Janssen taking on the Roosevelt Park side of Constance Stain.
Yeah, the winner of that game will play Mark O'Connor from BGN, from Municipals. That'll obviously take place tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you're wondering about how tight things are, we can see that Ferdy Janssen beat Jerry Baker's 4 by a single shot, 13-12. I believe it came down to the last ball. So
yes, yeah, I had the pleasure of watching that shot. We were all watching very keenly and in extremely difficult conditions because the rain had actually just opened up shortly before that. And he only had a couple of inches to draw. He had to get 2 shots to win the game, and he drew about 2 or 3 inches from the jack and made 2 of it.
okay, so things are certainly heating up here on A1. The Collegian side obviously picking up that 3. James Evertse has got 2 in the head there. A little touch on the white now on the forehand would be like a dream come true for Sid.
Yeah, a little trail there would be good. Good effort there from James. Still a pretty decent head from the 2 leads. You see Luan is on the backhand. He's looking for his ball.
Oh.
And he has... I think he's turned that in for a shot. Having a good look at it.
On A2, next door to this match that we're following, you can see there the score is 14-12. It's Kevin Smith from Durbanville against Khalifa Namava from Robertson. Again, there's no inch given out here, and all the games are relatively close. In the other veterans semi-final, we've got Peter Bryant. I believe that he's 14-6 up on Jan Palser from Linden. Peter Bryant's the man who looks after the greens here, so I'm sure that he's taking that all to good use. He's 14-6 up, chasing a spot in the final.
Just a quick update on A6, that's the 4 semi. Just trying to see the score. The score is 4-3 after 4 ends. I'm not quite sure who's up in that game, but it's Yeah, very tight game.
We'll be able to tell now that Mike O'Connor's chasing his ball.
No, that's not Mark O'Connor.
Oh no, Mike O'Connor's in the final, of
Yes,
course. He's not chasing anything. He's sitting back
He's probably
and
sitting at home watching on TV at the moment.
he's
Posting a
enjoying
few things on Facebook probably.
he's enjoying staying dry.
Jason's going to be looking at sitting those 2 bowls. It's close to the white here. Very close. I don't
Oh,
think
both players are looking for the little touch on the white. It'd be 3 either way if they get it.
James is interested. Probably just out.
Two down.
Yeah, Luan's confirmed that the last ball down is in the count.
Jason's eyeing it.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, that's what I would have been worried about.
Yeah.
Slicing it. He's now 3 down.
He's got a good bowl. Luan's bowl is about a half a metre behind the head there, so he's still got an opportunity. He's got a bowl left.
Yeah, this is Sid's final ball.
Sid will want to be looking at tucking that white around the corner, hiding it from Jason. Doesn't quite reach.
Three down.
I don't think Jason's going to be short here. He's going to be up at it.
Yeah, the movement on the white is obviously great for him. Oh, okay,
Oh,
cleared
he got-
one.
Cleared the one out, but
And
that
the
was the last ball, so it's going to be
6-5.
6-5, yeah.
Obviously a long way to go, but that is a very nice little comeback, 5 unanswered shots there.
Yes, for sure, and it was 2 scoring ends in a row for the side of Sid and James. So they'll be happy with that. They'll try and stick to the length they've just played.
As you say that, James drops the jack a bit shorty. I don't know if the cameras could pick up his groan there, but he certainly wasn't pleased with himself.
Yeah, as soon as he let it go, he knew he hadn't quite given it enough. You can just see Jerry got a bit lucky in the other pair's semi there. Got the edge of one of his bowls and turned it in for shots, so he picked up one, and I'll take the score to 8-5 after 7.
Paul White is 15-10 down in his single game on A5. I watched him play against Neil Burkett, as I mentioned to Eugene, in the 4s, and he really played a great game. He took his gaps, he took his opportunities, he was drawing well, he was playing his weighted shots well. Really impressed by that little performance.
Yeah, he's definitely come a long way the last few years. His game's really improved, so yeah, he's still pretty young, so he's got a long way to go in the sport.
It's it's really looking quite miserable out there. I mean, I'd love to be playing the semi-finals myself, but staying dry at this point is really not a bad plan B. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not pleasant out there. You can also see by the heads that it's definitely not easy. On all the rinks, nobody's really nailing the jack. You know, it's definitely very tricky, very difficult conditions.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the challenge as the rain comes, and it's coming and going. So the green speed is changing every so often, and the finish will be unreliable.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can see that by the fact that there's very few front touches, very few back touches. You know, so you're really just trying to get within a foot or 2 feet, even half a meter to start with. You know, and try and build from there. The rain is not a constant rain, so it's on and off. As I say that, it comes down quite hard. I say again, the speed's going to change for the next couple of ends.
And I haven't said it yet, but fair play to the markers in these singles games. That is the short straw out of all of it. I mean, I know they've got a great front row seat to the action, but my word.
And they've all volunteered as well in these conditions to go out there and mark. So yeah, big up to them. It's very good of them to give up their time, and especially in these conditions as well. That's the thing, you can't have a singles game without a marker. Yeah, it's drawn it here.
Yeah, that's a great ball. Now the slice on the white wouldn't be too bad for Jason if he can, if he's a little bit 2 feet over the draw, he moves it, goes with it, or he moves it to Luan's ball.
Yeah, I think you'll find he'll probably follow Sid down, try and sit the ball. If he does get the slice on the white, he's even the trail. He's got Luan waiting there. He's not far away yet.
There we go.
He's played it well. Just ran away though, so I think he might still be one down. I think Sid's holding the one with James's short ball. Doesn't like it.
For those, I know that this obviously is available countrywide, but for those in Cape Town that are watching and looking for some Cape Town hopes, Peter Bryant is now 17-7 up in his semi-final. He's just picked up a 3, and so he's really chasing to try and get the job done and get out of the rain as fast as possible.
Trying to see if they've updated the board in the Paul White Bradley Robertson game.
No, they haven't.
So either it was maybe a burnt end, or they just haven't changed the scoreboard.
Back into our feature game. This end is shaping up quite nicely for Jason Evans. After Sid produced a great first while Jason played him through, he could pick up a few, yeah.
Yeah, and Sid just hasn't been able to replicate that first ball.
Luan liked the weight.
James is having a good look to see his holding. He's indicated 2 down, so Sid will need to attack this white out. They're interested. Sid's following it.
Oh, that could have changed.
A little piece of the white there too. Jason still holding one.
Let's come to have a look. Folks, while Jason makes up his mind, Peter Bryant is now right on the cusp. He is 27 up in his semi-final. Obviously wonderful for Western Province Cricket Club to have one of their own on the second last day, and it appears that he might just play his way right into the gold medal match.
Yeah, that's definitely good for Western Province and for Western Province Cricket Club. As we see Jason on the forehand, looks like he's just trying to draw around all the balls.
He got a touch. Will he fall? He does
Fall, and he could be in for another, yeah.
I think Luan indicated it as a measure.
Bit of comedy there from Sid. James has apparently got his dancing shoes out. Just want to see that four section. And we can tell who's on whose side for the... Okay, so it looks like Ferdy Janssen will be on the right hand side of the board, so he should be 6-4 up then after 6 ends. So that's the fours semi-final.
And that's Roosevelt Park that are currently down in that game. Again, another strong showing by Roosevelt Park to have a team in the four semis and a team in the pairs semi-finals.
Yeah, definitely. It's a strong club though. Got a few good players there. It's not easy also to come away and play in a different province, and obviously on greens you don't normally play on, different speeds, so definitely some good balls being played by Roosevelt there. Still waiting on the measure.
Who said bowls wasn't fashionable? Look at those shoes. Old umpire's got some great footwear.
Some nice Pumas there, yeah.
7-5, so it was just one.
One shot to Jason, yeah,
Sid,
on the measure.
moving that white on the snick there was really helpful. Got it down quite a few.
So Jerry Baker is 8-6 up after 8 ends. That's the other pair semi against Wayne Roberts.
But your friend Dion has just put himself in the pole position there with a nice little ball right behind the jack.
Yeah, it's a good start. It's always a good start when your lead puts one right behind the white.
In the other veterans semi-final, the one between Kevin Smith and Cully van der Merwe, 16 all after 17 ends. Cully has one nice and close. Kevin's gone through, 2 behind, so we could see some drama there later on. It's the stage of the game where you certainly don't want to give away a 2 or a 3 when you're 16 all.
See a good start from Luan. James is going to be a little bit short here. So an opportunity for Luan to put some pressure on James, get another one close here.
Oh. Great ball there by Dion. I think he got unlucky there. I think he dragged the white and it might be closer to Prince's backward.
Well done, buddy.
James a touch on the wide side. Luan unfortunately wasn't able to get his second ball close. He's got another opportunity now.
If it keeps going, he's got a good one there. Yeah, that'll turn the pressure up a slight notch.
Yeah, it's just in front of the white, so James will stick to his hand on the backhand.
Running through the one. Luan will be looking to turn his ball over or slip just behind, give himself something at the back.
James still a bit on the wide side and running through a little bit. It could be 4 shots at the moment to Jason. You can see Paul's pulled back a little bit against Bradley. 16-14 there to Bradley. Jason wants to try and cover those 3 back balls of James. He's very close to... Yeah, he's trying a great shot there. Front toucher.
Got the crowd excited. The few that are in attendance, probably players that are sticking around, either defeated this morning.
Yeah, more players and officials.
I suppose Sid has now with those backwards is an opportunity. If he's a little foot or 2 over, pops the white.
Yeah, he does have that chance to do that, but he's also quite a few shots down, so he doesn't want to be running through the head and missing every time. He did just try and draw close. He's fallen a bit short, so there's no change there.
Luan's called Jason to cover those backwards now. I think that's what you want to do, being in such a positional strength.
Yeah, he definitely needs to, especially with his first ball. He's ended up drawing another one though.
That's not a bad spot if you're gonna miss with second shot. Yep, this one's not short.
Sid's now on the attack.
Oh, Jason probably doesn't want to be short with this ball.
No, I think he'll be happy even if he doesn't draw another shot. Just cover those 3 balls there, get a good back ball. And you can see he's decided to go right to the back.
Yeah, with the weight that Sid played with his second wood, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go closer to the ditch. He's on the attack again.
There we go. Sliding across the head.
Got a
Bit of movement, but I don't think that's sitting too pretty for him now.
no, but it may have cut out a few shots there though.
2 in a measure.
Yeah. So not Sid's greatest ball, but he got a bit of a result out of it. Saw Wayne Roberts also play a good shot on ring 3. Got the white in the box, and they're holding, I think, 3 shots now. So now Jason will just be trying to beat those 3 balls of James. He'll be in the count if he can do that.
If he can turn that ball.
No, he's played a good one. He's in the count. He's pretty sure he is
Should be,
counting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the hometown, or the home club player, Peter Bryant, has won his match. And he is into the finals. Congratulations, Peter. That's a very, very good performance. Oh, Jerry's rolled into the ditch trying to save a good few.
Only just went down. So 3 shots there to Wayne and Dion. That'll put them in the lead as well.
James is calling Sid an aggressive shot to find the front shot ball of Jason Evans. What's your play, Owen? What do you do?
I think it'll be difficult to draw the shots, so yeah, I think you definitely want to be on the attack. James has pointed out that potentially all 3 balls could go.
Oh, what a ball. That's a fantastic
well.
result.
2 or 3 down there, he's burnt it, so I'll replay that one.
Not for the first time today either he's done that, so while the score remains 7-5, Sid's played some great shots to keep his side firmly in the contest.
Yeah, so Dion and Wayne just taking the lead in that game, 9-8 now after 9 ends. Still a long way to go there as well as rain comes down again.
Dion is certainly turning it on. I know that all his close balls in the last end were, they moved the white and it didn't really count, but he's putting the pressure on quite nicely. And saying that Prince does go meeting off through the head, so Dion he's trying to keep his bowl as dry as he can while another spell of torrential rain comes down.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy now. So Jason's on with a bit of a longer length here as well. Matt's up probably about 3 meters and they've gone very close to the 2 meter mark. Both leads just running through with their first.
Let's see if Luan can go.
Luan just overcorrecting there with his second. I think James has started to change to his backhand. Still just running through.
Yeah, this is really difficult now.
Yeah, the rain is really coming down now. The wind has picked up as well.
Tell you what, the balls like that is going to be good today. I mean, it's really coming down.
And these difficult conditions, 2 feet past the white is not bad.
It looks like both Jason and Sid are pretty keen to get into the clubhouse and out of this.
Yeah, Jason's speaking to the umpire. I think you've got to look at it at the safety point of view as well.
Yep.
The umpires have called them off. They'll need to ring a bell so they can let everybody know, because you've got We've got players right on the sea green, right at the end. Yeah, obviously in terms of the safety aspect, it is weather conditions that could fall ill.
Another day.
I must admit, I did send a text and I asked would they try and play this tomorrow, considering this was predicted. And we were so close to Newlands, where it's the rainiest part of Cape Town. But the show must go on, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all going to depend on just how heavy and how much rain there was. Obviously, they try and get everything, the finals finished by 1 o'clock, so they can have prize giving, and those that need to rush off to the airport in the afternoon can get there.
Oh, okay. The Evans game has come off. The Baker game is still on, as well as all the others on. You have to be as close as possible to ring the bell. Yep, they're calling them in.
Yeah, they're calling everybody now.
I'll tell you what.
They haven't seen it, they're still playing.
Kevin Smith has just gone 18-17 up in his veterans semi-final, and he's scurried off.
So they're trying to get everybody's attention to get them off.
Yeah. This is quite a nice time to have Kevin Nash's on-site bowl shop with all the rain gear needed. Looking for a bell?
Yeah, there's a bell there. Joel Robert's going to ring it now.
He's rang it when only the sea green was the only one who hadn't evacuated this absolutely torrential rainfall. Eugene, our co-commentator, looks like a drowned rat. I don't know where he was watching this this action from.
So we're definitely going to have a bit of a break here until the weather eases up a little bit. We've got all the players, they're playing singles on the sea green, so they're all making their way back to the clubhouse now.
Probably a good time to run through what we can see so far. So obviously the Evans versus Sid Siebert game is 7-5 to Jason Evans. We have Kevin Smith in his veteran semi-final against Caliph van der Merwe. Kevin Smith is 18-17 up. Midway through an end in the Baker, the Baker.
Yeah, so that's still that same score, 9-8 after 9.
The Baker Wayne Roberts game, yeah. Wayne Roberts snuck into dry land with the lead there. Peter Bryant won his veteran semi-final.
Just in time as well.
And, as far as we know, it's Bradley Robinson that's up on Paul White, 18-15. And that last game is the men's fours.
Yeah, that's Rustenburg, Purdy Janssen taking on the Roosevelt Park side. Very close game, only one shot in it, 6-5 to 30. They completed 7 ends and hadn't started the next end yet. As far as the other singles games go, we're not quite sure. They were playing on the sea green, so a bit of a distance from where we are, and also there's no flip charts out for those particular games. Pity it's another not a nice day today. We could have had a nice camera angle of the mountain in the background.
We got no mountain action now. That's what's pretty gloomy out here, although the rain has stopped. But I mean, it's been like this all day, unpredictable, heavy downpours, and then nothing. So
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very unpredictable. It's a light drizzle at the moment.
I suppose a good time to mention the sponsors of Bowl South Africa. We've got Perfect Delivery, Aero, Drake's Pride, Personal Trust, Studiford Van Lines.
Those are all your main sponsors.
Yep, I know that many of them they put in a lot of money to get these tournaments going and make them as obviously as lucrative for the winners, but also as affordable for the rest of the field to play. So that's full credit to them for putting money into this wonderful sport. We've got an umpire out there performing a test on A1, trying to ascertain how bad underfoot it is.
So the rain comes down again, so they won't be going on anytime soon.
And no one's brought us a cup of tea, can you believe it?
No, hot chocolate would be good.
Oh wow, would you look at that?
No, I think they've just...
Oh no, were they testing? Surely they weren't playing.
I would hope not.
On the sea green out there, they've rung the bell again. Maybe they couldn't hear it the first time, but wow, it's really bucketing down now.
You know, she's starting to see some puddles on the green as well.
Yep, look at that. That's A1. Yes, it's obviously wide, but it's not looking good. And the wind is up again. I think we should call Eugene in here to keep the viewers entertained while we...
I think he might be wanting to get a bit warm first, though. He was completely drenched when he came back.
My dulcet tones.
No? What's the best size TV to watch it?
So the rain has just subsided once again. So we're just waiting now for obviously the umpires and tournament officials to decide when it's safe for the players to return. Weather forecast for the rest of the day is basically the same as what it is.
I don't know how to use the... Eugene Ferreira's phone ringing here. It's going to be a bit tricky now if we have any more of these rain delays to, keep the continuity of the games. I'm looking at my phone. We're looking at plenty of rain.
I'm just going to have a look at obviously the draw and how things are panning out, because we needed to get through 3 singles games today as well, so to make sure that they're down to the finals for tomorrow. Obviously the light does stay up till about 7 here in Cape Town at the moment, so still quite a few daylight hours to go. So the fours is pretty much on schedule. Once the semi-final has completed, then they're up to date. They'll be at the final stages for tomorrow.
We have Peter Bryant in the final. We have 18-17. I mean, Kevin Smith's just taken the lead. He probably would have wanted to try and stick it out and see if he can jump over the line quickly. But we're right there on that game. On that.
Yeah, for the veteran
2-2.
singles, they're on target at the moment. So one semi-final finished, the other semi-final will obviously be completed today. So they'll be at the final stages as well. Pairs, obviously the two semi-finals, we're watching the one with Jason Evans, and then you've got Jerry Baker and Wayne Roberts going on as well. So once those two are completed, they're down to the final stages. So it's really just the open singles that are not behind at this stage, but they're obviously going to be a little bit more pressed for time to make sure they get through the games today.
I think right now the organisers are just very happy that no one's playing in more than one discipline, because that would be the real headache.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get it done on time.
We were headed that way with Jerry Baker. He was in all three disciplines up until this morning. Well, up until yesterday evening, he was playing the last game of the singles. That was the last 16 last night. So he was still at that stage. Was still in the singles, still in the pairs and the fours. So he was headed to all three finals at that stage. So that would have been a bit of a nightmare for the tournament officials to work out had he gotten through all the way. But yeah, as we know, he lost in the singles yesterday evening to Warren van der Sloot, who has made it through, and he's in the semi-final at the moment. So, and then we know Jerry did lose this morning in the fours by one shot. So yeah, fortunately it's worked out quite nicely for the tournament officials here in Western Province. So should be all on schedule for tomorrow.
Paul White's crept up and sat alongside us here. Paul, any indication from the umpires how long this break might be? No idea.
Are you commentating too?
Commentating now. Do you want to have a few words here, Mr. President?
Thanks. How's it, Wade?
I was finding
Nice
you.
and you, buddy.
Yeah,
How's your wife doing?
she's good. She's keeping in there on bed rest.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we got the Bowls South Africa president Rob Forbes here, all the way from PE. Tried his luck in the pairs, and now he's out here making sure the administration and things in the sport is going according to plan. Obviously, you couldn't predict this weather for us, Rob.
Say that again, Wade?
I say you couldn't predict this weather for us.
Well, I think we've had 7 days of sunshine, so, you know, it's inevitable in the Cape this time of the year.
Yep. I think the Cape has always thrown us a few surprises. So
I remember the last Nationals, I don't know if you played it, Wade, the last time was in 2014. We had a similar situation where on the Saturday and the Sunday, also foul weather, and we had to rush around trying to get people played off here and there and everywhere. So it's a very similar scenario to what took place in 2014.
yeah, and
Guys in the Cape are used to organising around bad.
yeah, we just they just send us out to play. I don't know if it's too many guys here from Durban and Joburg that they don't want just to let them out there. It's perfect conditions as I can see it, not a spot of rain.
Yeah, and they've been lucky. They've been blessed. Hardly a breath of wind for them over the last 7 days. Eh?
Yep.
So that's something that made them very happy and
I
played
know-
into their hands.
I know that would have made Jerry Baker very happy. He's come down and played in the Cape quite a bit, and he's told me numerous occasions he's not a massive fan of all the wind. So today and yesterday would probably not please him too much, but he's still there, he's still in the mix. In the pairs, along with Prince, taking on my co-commentators' friends there, Dion Odi.
Some close games, eh?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
the...
we were actually mentioning that earlier. You know, most of the games have been pretty close. You know, even prior to the semi-finals, a a lot of the games were quite tight.
That game was
That
over.
game's finished.
That was Peter Bryant that played his way into the final. Yeah.
And Bradley up against
Brad's up against Paul, right? 18-15, yeah. And then that's the
Ferdy
semi-final
Janssen.
of the fours. So Ferdy Janssen from Rustenburg, he's up by 1 shot. So that's another close game, very low-scoring game as well.
what a fantastic draw you had here on the last end. Did you see
That
it?
was incredible, yeah, we did. In almost torrential rain at the same time. So yeah, it was an unbelievable draw. So it's a pity we weren't broadcasting at that particular time, but yeah. So for those who missed it, yeah, Ferdy Janssen had a really an incredible winning shot with his last ball
To beat Jerry Baker.
to beat Jerry Baker. Yeah,
Jerry had a wood about 3 inches shorter than Jackie drew around it.
that's
The
right.
holding
Yeah.
shot. Drew the second shot to win by 1.
To win by 1. That's right. Yeah.
That's why it's such a phenomenal sport. It's seriously never over till it's over, and anybody can beat anybody. I mean, Jerry's pedigree is obviously well known, and today Ferdy Janssen was the hero.
Absolutely.
You know a thing or two about being the hero, Wayne.
Yeah.
I remember the shot you played in PE to win the singles against Joel.
Against Joel, yeah, I can remember too. Yeah, so singles obviously a bit different because you're playing for yourself, so you're only a hero to yourself. But yeah, Ferdy obviously a hero for his four side, and obviously everyone back home supporting him. So, but yeah, it's you get those moments in the match, maybe 1 or 2, and you've got to take that opportunity. And
The sport's made of memories and good bad.
And all the war stories that that the majority of the people playing sit back and share for many years going forward.
that's right. So, and all the friends you make. I mean,
So Rob Forbes has disappeared. We look to have the veteran singles rejoining us.
yeah, as far as I'm aware, according to the ruling or the laws of the sport, you will have to restart the end. You don't get to continue where you stopped.
Yep, they know their rules. We've got Jan Kleinans marking there. He's been around the block a few times.
So anyone that's playing pairs and is currently holding a 7, and with the last ball to come, unfortunately you won't be getting your 8.
And they rung the bell. They're back on. They've had a look once or twice at A1. It's just right at the edge. That's where it's the dampest, but off they go. Well, after they finish their cool drink.
Yeah, or coffee probably. I think before they get started, I'll just take this opportunity to run to the bathroom quick. I'll be back in a minute.
As the players make their way back out, Kevin Smith resumes, chasing 3 shots. And he's put one in nice and close. He's looking to set himself up for a All Cape Town final, as Peter Bryant made the final, winning his game against Jan Pelser. So Kevin Smith against Kali van der Merwe on A2, live here at Western Province Cricket Club. Kevin Smith is holding.
I'll bring it back.
So we're going to go back to the main game.
Nearly set for resumption in the Evans versus Siebert game. They've just thrown the jack. Remember that that game is evenly poised, 7-5, with Jason Evans just in front. We've got some news in from the ladies' nationals up in Joburg. Very proud as a Mowbray member of Tilly Fernandez-Durant. Made her way into the semi-final, bronze medal, coming up against Nikki Neal. Obviously a celebrated bowler. Nikki Neal played her way into the final, but full credit to our Mowbray lady, the last Mowbray person left in the competition, and bringing home some silverware to Mowbray. Obviously a club that's gone through a lot. We had our clubhouse damaged in a fire, but resilient bunch we are. She headed off to Joburg and had the attention of all our members. Well done, Tilly. That was a phenomenal performance all the way through this competition. And the rain break did no damage to young Luan Cronje's touch. He's got a front toucher, first out, no doubt, to make himself rather happy. And a skip overjoyed, and a backward. It's doing the job for his skip, Jason Evans. Kevin Smith inches closer to that All Cape Town final. Kevin Smith of Durbanville, 1917 up. Eugene is finally back. He looks slightly drier. I'm going to leave you on your own for a second while I take a comfort break, as they call it.
Yeah, good afternoon, folks. Back at the table after that nice weather interruption. Old Luan getting back to it quite quick and easily. Seems like all the players has gone back to their rings and get their games on the way. James plays a good ball on the back end. He just doesn't move it far enough. Quite severe weather predicted for the rest of the afternoon. Just had a look at the weather app. So let's hope there was a little bit of a misprediction there. Looks like James on the back end here. Definitely. Just drops under the center line there. It looks like it's only one to Jason Evans. Looks like my co-commentator is back from his comfort break.
I'm going to take a longer comfort break because Wayne is going to carry on while I go have a quick look at the sea green.
Enjoy.
You can bring some coffee back. So just heard the news about Nikki Neal. Congratulations to her for winning the Ladies National Singles Open.
Oh, well done, Nikki. Great achievement. I'm correct, you played against a lady from Western Province in the final?
What I heard, yeah, it's a young
Tilly.
lady, only been playing for a few years.
Yeah, she just got out of novices. And that's a great achievement in itself, but well done to Nikki, well done. Great bowling.
Yeah, excellent from the both of them.
And then, yeah, seems like all the games are back up and running, and our score on the televised, or not televised, the streaming rink is 7-5.
Balls televised.
Yeah, but
It's our version.
yeah, Balls TV. Let's call it Balls TV.
Yeah, we're just waiting. Just the fours hasn't started yet on the end rink there.
Yeah, that scores 6-5 of the 7 ends. That is to Ferdy Janssen from Rustenburg Impala.
We've just seen a great shot there from Jason Evans. Nice little draw, just reaching the second shot.
Oh, Wayne, I don't know if you can see, is there a little bit of a gap between the bowl and the white there?
Yeah, they're not right on top, so there's space. Good,
Oh, so
good
just
effort there from Sid.
falls onto that back bowl. I think. Yeah. Luan just saying they're still holding 2.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the result he wanted. He needed the bowl flat and got it just on the outside.
Oh, the 2 singles. Jason just dropping under the center line there. The 2 singles games at the back there is quite close. Gavin Terra and Matthew Ferry, where before they went back on the green, it was 17-16 to Matthew's Ferry. And Nicksaming Jurek was 20-18 up. I see they've picked up their bowls now, so I'm quite eager to see who's come out the victor in that game.
You just see Sid play a good shot there. I think he's got second shot out of that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely second.
I think Luan's holding with his front bowl, just in front. Each got a bowl to come. Jason's got to be careful. He doesn't want any jack movement, but at the same time, it's.
I see he's opting for the forehand. Maybe just a little draw up to that. Those 2.
He might want to be trying to cover
Darker
James's
balls?
2 balls at the back, because if he's gone under it.
Yeah.
Sid's got an opportunity to make a few shots here. You got James's 2 balls waiting.
Oh, I just can't see the angle of Jason's ball there, so I don't know if he has a clear shot at the ball, but he's definitely played it over the weight. No, it's just gone wide. I think it's only 1 to Jason Evans.
Luan's picked up the jack, so it's 1 to Jason.
Yeah, quite amazing. Like I've mentioned earlier, before my break, I said so it's quite nice to see the youngster Luan competing with Jason. It's also good that you see some of the top bowlers in South Africa opting to play with some of the youngsters.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, it's good on Jason, taking him under his wing and, letting him play for him. Obviously a player of Jason's ability, you would normally look to take a nice strong player to the Nationals, but yeah, so definitely good on him giving Luan the opportunity, and he definitely hasn't let Jason down.
No, not by any means. He's like I said, of what I've heard throughout the week, he's been playing great bowls, and I'm sure he's going to be one to look out for in the future. Only 18 years of age.
Yeah, so a long way to go for him in the sport as well, and he does well here. He's definitely going to get recognised by obviously his district selectors and the national selectors as well.
Oh, for sure, that should probably get him a spot in the junior masters if he's not selected already. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, I know there were a few changes this year.
Yeah, I also had the privilege to play in the junior masters for quite a couple of years, and I've seen a lot of new names coming through, which is very exciting in itself.
So Bradley Robertson beating Paul White there in the singles, so he's gone through.
Oh.
That's into the semi-final stages.
Oh, so we've got 2 of the semi-finals that's finished. We're still waiting on confirmation of what happened between Sean Thomas and Next shot.
I think it was Nixa that took that.
It was 21-18.
Yeah, I think he took it. I saw him getting a half five as he came through the door, yeah.
Oh, great stuff. So, yeah, now we're just waiting for Matthew Fury and Gavin Terra to finish their game. Like I said earlier, Warren van der Sloot from Hillary Bowling Club in Port Natal, he's through.
So he'll play Bradley Robinson now.
Yeah, so we got another little, although Bradley's playing out of Roosevelt or Bryanston Sport in Johannesburg. To Port Natal or KZN Boykies playing against each other.
KZN boys here, Bradley Robinson from Pietermaritzburg, Natal Inland District. And Warren van der Sloot's from Port Natal.
Yeah.
Just seen the other semi-final in the veteran singles has just finished.
So not quite sure who took it because their score was 19-18, so someone either picked up a 2 or a 3. James doesn't look happy with the bowler that he's just played. You see why? Not quite sure who's holding, but from this angle it looks like Luan's holding with that front ball.
Yeah, we just can't tell how far that is from the jack because James has got one behind as well.
From that angle, looks like Luan's holding the shot.
And the rain comes pouring down again. Very windy as well.
Yeah. Once again, a great shout out to the camera work here. Even with the rain and not having the normal angles, I think you guys are more than able to see exactly what's happening. So once again, a great shout out to the camera work, and thanks for your contribution in making this possible.
Jason just runs through a meter, but he didn't have a back bowl. You won't be too unhappy with that.
I'm pretty sure Wayne that Sid will just try and reach on his backhand.
Yeah, he's got James coming in there. He's got a nice little port to get in, and he's used it well.
Yeah, great ball there by Sid.
He's played that very well.
I think the most important part of playing a shot like that is just having the weight correct.
Yeah, your weight control needs to be good.
Yeah.
You know.
Jason coming down the rink with a little bit of weight.
On the narrow side, yeah.
I think he tried to play like the shot we know is a little chop and lie.
I think he wanted to try and turn that last ball of Sid's out and stay. Instead, he's turned one of James's balls through the head. Looks like it's still just a 1 though to Sid Siebert.
Depending on what Sid does here, that Jason has fattened the little target for him there, so I think he should play it with a little bit more
reaching, is he?
Hey.
No.
I'm sure Jason will opt to be about 2 yards over the weight again. Definitely played it with weight.
Oh, he's played that well. What a great shot.
Great shot there by Jason Evans.
He caught it before he let it go. He said he can be onto his and he's played it perfectly.
Yeah, James calling Sid there also on the backhand with a little bit of weight.
Didn't let that go well at all.
Came out with a bit of a pineapple.
So Jason's looking for a few shots, yeah.
Yeah, it turns that ball on the forehand. If I heard correctly, Luan said they'll make 4. Oh, he's turned another one of their balls in and might have stayed for
Through,
another.
yeah, so I think he's made the 4 anyway.
Just getting that ball away a little bit better.
He's a bit more positive here as well. Ooh.
Oh,
He may have cut it down there, maybe just to the single. Got a bit lucky though.
there we go. I think they might opt for a measure here to see who's holding second. Wayne, I don't know if you've had this conversation with our co-commentator Wade while I was away. Your experience winning the national singles twice and going to Aussie, quite a nice experience.
Yeah, definitely. I think more than a nice experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience. I got to experience it twice already so far. So yeah, it's incredible. It's something that will be good for a lot of bowlers to try and experience if they can. If you don't win your national singles, try and get over there, play in the Oz Open, or obviously Australia got a lot of big tournaments on the go. So yeah, I would try and suggest a lot of players to try and see if they can get there and play there. The greens are, depending on obviously where you play, are normally superb. But yeah, that experience playing there in the Champ of Champs is definitely an experience I'll take with me forever.
Yeah, I know you've had the opportunity to do so twice. This year, quite a couple of new names in the playoffs, and yeah, I think it'll be exciting to see how this ends. I mean, we've got quite a number of younger bowlers that's through to the playoffs. It'll be very exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I think looking at the names, I think we're definitely going to have a first-time winner. I don't think anybody that's left in the singles has won the national singles before. Bradley Robertson was obviously close in 2017. I don't think any of the others have.
Yeah, look, Niksha Benjurik, that's through to the semis. I've been lucky enough to play many under 25 tournaments against him. He was a good bowler. I believe he stopped for a couple of years and then came back to bowls, taking off where he finished.
Yeah, that's good. At least he hasn't lost his touch, hasn't lost his form. So yeah, it's good on him, and he's definitely got a good chance to go all the way. Yeah.
Definitely. Great ball there from Luan on his forehand.
It'll also be interesting this year it'll be next year now that they have the Champ of Champs, if it does go ahead, how they actually plan on playing it, because you've got a 2019 winner, Grant George, who hasn't yet gone overseas to represent South Africa at the Champ of Champs. His year was cancelled in 2020, and obviously it was cancelled again this year. So I think we may have a situation where in 2022, if it goes ahead, you'll have two players from South Africa, men and ladies.
Yeah, well, that will be amazing. I always feel I thought they might back it up and say the one goes this year and the other one will go next year, but it will be amazing if they can both go at the same time.
That's a good shot from James. We were one down. He was probably hoping just for the bowl only, but he got the jack and the bowl. It has opened it up now for.
When that kind of puts the pressure back on Jason and his lead. Looks like they shot down.
Yeah, it does look like they're at least one shot down, but they've got a few shots in the bag here, so they won't feel too much pressure at the moment. Jason will just be hoping Luan can just draw close, even if he just gets another bowl in the head.
Luan getting it away nicely on the forehand. If he reaches his close, just dropping short. Well, the other pair semi-final is 10-9 at the moment.
Now that's in favour of Wayne Roberts and Dion Audi. They're still one shot up there.
Yeah, very tight game going on there. A nice tussle at lead. If you can maybe just get a quick shot of the head on number 3. Just to show you guys what that head's looking like. We have a nice Prince Nulonde and Dion Odi from KZN, Port Natal.
Yeah, I think Prince was trying to put a back ball in with his last one, almost disturbing his very good head there.
Yeah.
Ended up in the ditch.
They've had a couple of ends now where the balls have been as close as that, so it's a nice tussle between the two leads there.
Yeah, I had a glance over the last head as well. It was also very close.
Yeah.
Dion's also gone into the ditch with his last ball, trying to get some movement.
Thanks for the
Jason's
time.
played a cracker.
Yeah, very sorry we missed that. We can get back to the action. You can see Jason just right on top of the white there, holding one.
Yeah, James had actually just drawn a shot with his last ball as well. He was a lot closer.
That ball touched the white way.
Yes, he pulled the white with perfect weight, and it was about 2 feet off the ditch.
Yeah, it was a fantastic shot from Jason. Perfect weight just to trail the white into the ditch. James is just having a look at. He's got a toucher, and they're trying to figure out which one is the toucher.
They're trying to figure out which one is the toucher.
It's not that one. I think it's the one that was by Luan's foot. I think it's that one there.
How many bowlers does it take to find a toucher?
Yeah.
Oh, so he has to try and get that ball into the ditch.
No,
I
that's
think
the
option.
only ball that can disturb that ball that's in the ditch at the moment. So Sid can still get the shot out of this if he can turn James's ball into the ditch and on top of Jason's ball. He ended up drawing another second shot.
Yeah, I think James wanted him to play with a little bit more weight there.
I think he definitely did. I think he was definitely asking him to put that ball in the ditch.
Jason down on the backhand again.
He's very close to drawing another shot here.
Yes.
And he has indeed.
Absolute brilliant ball there by 2 great balls there by Jason Evans.
Yeah, and he's also made it more difficult now, as you can see by that angle. Sid won't be able to turn their toucher into the.
Sid's not happy with the ball he just played.
Jason's looking to make it 3 in a row, yeah.
So Eugene, I'm sure you'll be interested in this result. Gavin Terra has prevailed once again, 21-18 against Matthew.
Yeah, no, quite happy. He's from my club, so yeah, I'm a proud chairman at the moment. Absolutely amazed. And yeah, I think they're going to play this afternoon, Wayne, if I'm correct.
Yes, I'll definitely play the semi-final this afternoon.
Yeah, so we'll be.
They'll want to only have finals tomorrow morning, so there'll have
and
to be 3 singles games played today.
Yeah, and we'll have. We'll be back on air tomorrow morning. Thanks to our production team. I hope you guys join us tomorrow to get a glimpse of the finals. And please do share it with your mates and all the people in the bowling community alike.
And tomorrow all the games will kick off at 9 o'clock as well. So Jason trying to make it 4 in a row, yeah.
Yeah, he's played absolute brilliant balls, yeah. Gee,
Done it again.
that's 4 absolutely amazing balls.
I think that last shot was in the count. That's incredible. He certainly found it there. Sid's under pressure now.
He was holding one shot when he went down to the head sit. He's now 4 down. And he's going to remain 4 down.
Yeah, 4 great balls there by Jason Evans, making a 4 on his own there. taking nothing away from his lead, obviously, but 4 brilliant balls from Jason there.
So rain comes back. So taking a bit of a commanding lead now, Jason Evans. 15-5 up. Still a long way to go. You got 11 ends still to go.
Yeah, as you can see at the top of your screen, 15-5, Jason Evans after 10 ends. And the game is only 15 ends. So 5 ends left in this.
And they're only playing 15, not 21.
Yeah, I think the organising committee said this morning that they're going to make it 5 because of the weather. So they're trying to get as much in as possible.
Okay, that's interesting.
I know the fours was 15 ends this morning. They changed it to 15 ends because of the weather. Might just get some clarity on that. After that last end, Luan might have put a great ball in there.
Yeah. He's drawn about a foot from the ditch. I think Jerry picked up a couple of shots at last end, so he's back in the lead now, 11-10, and they've completed 12 ends.
Yeah. A game might come down to the wire if it's only 15 ends. Just waiting on the feedback.
This looks like a good ball from Luan. He's a little bit short, but holds the shot for now.
ends. Just had that confirmed.
Thank you, Wade. Yeah, so this will be played 21 ends. So just getting to the halfway mark of the game.
I've just seen on the far side there, ring 3, Dion already draw a back toucher.
You'll see that to the right hand side of your screen.
Good effort here from Luan. Yeah, it's a good ball. He's just run through a few feet, but it's behind the white. I think we can stress enough just how difficult the conditions are right now to be playing bowls in.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's it doesn't make it easy playing in Cape Town when it's raining like this. Obviously, being from Cape Town, I know all about it.
I can tell you, us Durbanites, we don't really play much in this sort of weather, especially with the temperature as it is as well. You know, most of our rain is in summer, so even if it does rain, it's pretty warm when we play.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. Actually, it doesn't get as cold there in Durban. It's more tropical weather there, humid, a little bit more humid, especially if it rains and the sun comes out afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And see, James has played 2 good bowls. He's holding 2. We don't really get any rain in winter, so when it is actually cold, it doesn't actually rain. So we don't get to play in rainy and cold conditions at the same time.
No, definitely not.
Just seen Prince play a cracker shot. He's turned Dion off the white and stayed. He's trying hard to draw another, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out for a little while. I'll be back towards the end of the game. Get my co-commentator Wade back in the box.
Jason was on the attack with his first ball, just went a bit under it, didn't miss by much.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
A great ball from Sid.
it was a brave tactic because he is now definitely 2 down. Although moving the white there, Sid might have made
He left it open for Sid, and Sid's obliged by training the white a little bit. He took it away from James's other ball, but he's probably put it in a better position. Jason's on the attack again though.
through, losing his ball. Certainly trying to find that set or sneak inside and try and clip the white, but it's leaving the door open here for Siebert.
Yeah, he's got a bit of room to draw. He's still got 3 balls left.
He's not happy with it.
Yeah, he didn't like that from the moment he let it go. Still a steady drizzle falling.
He's played 2 rather aggressive shots in the forehand, setting up for another forehand shot.
Looks like he's trying to play it with a little bit better weight this time. Yeah, he actually changed to the backhand and just looked to draw close.
It's a small gap now that he can see. If Sid doesn't put another one in there, maybe he could go on the backhand. Oh,
What a result that is.
you love to see it.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better little ride there off James's wide ball. Ended up being a back toucher, so holding 3 at the moment. Looks like Jason's just going to try and turn one of the short balls in for second.
He's gone too wide. And didn't get the same result that Sid did.
He was very close to that same ball. So Sid's got an opportunity here to draw bonus. He's got the last ball and they're holding 3. Still on that forehand.
It's coming.
Needed that same ride again with that weight.
3 it is.
I think I'm going to have a look at it. No.
Just 2.
Did they just signal 2 only?
I'll have a look now. Luan will reveal. No, it was,
Yeah,
it was just 2.
2.
That front ball must have been closer than it looked. 15-7 now, 11 ends. We're really only at the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's downhill from here. You've got 10 ends left.
And James didn't like it. Not quite
It's
sure
not
why.
far away though.
He should try that more often.
Yeah. He only ended up a few inches from the jack. Looked like Jerry picked up another shot there. So it's also a good start here from Luan.
Yep, just the one for Jerry Baker. Goes 12-10 up through 13 ends. They don't muck about in that rink, eh? They're playing really quickly.
Good start from Prince as well. Luan looks to be a little bit heavier. There's still one shot at the moment. James is holding the shot with his first ball. He's just a bit short and narrow with his third ball.
That first one that he didn't like, he hasn't been able to replicate it.
No.
I must say, Luan's been incredibly steady throughout this game. He seems to have the lines pretty taped. That one's coming up short. at some point, do you start playing the rain? The more it rains, you try and send it on a little bit stronger, or do you just try and take the rain out of it? What's your game plan for playing in conditions like this?
Well, you definitely got to take it into consideration because it's going to affect the bowls in some way. You would imagine it should slow the green up slightly. So it's definitely going to be in your head, and you're going to be thinking about it all the time. Oh, what a great shot from Luan.
He liked it. He chased it after it. Quite an aggressive final wood that was.
Yeah, I think he had nothing to lose there. He had bowls in good places. So
Yeah, he had second and third shots. And if that missed, that would have been a backward. So
yeah, exactly. So he had all to play for there. He got the result he was looking for. And it looks like they are holding the 2, possibly 3 at the moment.
Prince is certainly turning it on in ring 3 there. That's not for the first time that he's had a whole bunch pretty close to the whites. There you can see it in passing as Sid's ball comes down. Oh, it's
Close, yeah, I
very
think he's
good.
drawn it. Yeah.
James is happy.
Jason's going to follow it down on that backhand. Played this hand very well the last end when he drew 4 to the ditch.
That's true.
And he's got the white
He's
again.
got the white. It'll be up to Sid to put the pressure on it once again.
He's still left a lot of room. It bowls more than a metre away from the jack, so a lot of room for Sid to draw in. I think Jason would have preferred to get the ball only there, not the jack.
That's for sure. Let's see. This
Sid's
is
trying.
why they pay him the big money.
Good enough.
Again, the shot, but the gap is
Yeah, that's
for
still
a
more
man
than a
of
metre.
Jason Evans' class. I mean, he's got to back himself.
Just has to pretty much play with the same weight. Just change his line a bit.
Yeah,
he's drawn it.
inside it. I think he's looking for the bounce back end here after dropping 2 on the previous. He'll be looking to make it count. Okay.
Yeah, Jason will be looking for some consistency. Yeah, he'll want to score the next few ends in a row. Try and edge that lead out to be a bit bigger. Take the game away from Sid. Get them chasing. Still got a metre to draw another shot in here, so the space is there.
Traction short. I suppose here we see the team dynamic. Sid doesn't want to leave it open for Jason if he misses, but James wants to take that ball out and stay for 3. Sid, being the skip, has opted himself to draw. And he looks like he's coming up short.
Yeah, it's just a bit short. He wanted to draw close, even if he got a good second shot. Not leave Jason a lot of room to draw another shot in. Fortunately, he was a bit short, so Jason's got the opportunity now. It looks like he's drawn in another one.
Yeah, that's very good. There's the 2 right back that they dropped.
Yeah, so Jason bounces back straight away with 2 of his own. Take the score out to 17-7.
Oh,
Just seeing Wayne Roberts get a little bit unlucky there, but he was
he was
quite a few shots down.
He was down probably at least 3, and he's just bowled such a good ball. I suppose he's got one left, so
Yeah, he's
Jerry's
got a-
going to put this pretty close.
They're only one down at the moment, and it is open for them to draw. Remember, Jerry's leading that game at the moment, 12-10 after 13. Currently holds 1. Yeah, good start from Luan.
Going the other way, Jerry comes up quite short, gives Wayne Roberts an opportunity to close the gap to 1.
Good start here from James as well. Wayne looks heavy. Looks like they're going to go 2 down there. I think it's 2 to Jerry. As we see, Luan wasn't able to change his weight, so he's just run through again.
Good opportunity for James there if he can just turn the white around the corner after his good start. It looks like it's narrow.
Yeah, he's had a good opportunity to put a bit of pressure on Luan. Yeah, he's missed that opportunity.
Jason likes it.
Just a little bit short. James still holding 1.
James unable to really make it count. Still holds the shot, but Luan has a good opportunity here to just steady the head up for Jason.
Yeah, he's just got to slip his last ball. Even if he turns it a couple of rolls, he's got the shot.
Doesn't like it. He's turned away.
Yeah, he turned away immediately.
Next up, blocked the backhand, so Sid has changed James to the forehand.
He has got a ball coming up there as well, James. So
just lost his way a little.
neither of them really able to capitalise there and nail the jack.
Can I have the players that would be in the open singles semi-final now? That is, guys, you know who you are. Can I just ask to see you here, please? Bradley, Gavin, Johan, Doug, Warren.
Oh, here's the chair.
And Nixa.
Jason trying to draw on that forehand is a little bit short, just wasn't reaching.
So I'm not sure if the announcer's message came through there, but we have the semi-finals of the open singles all lined up. Starting from the bottom, Bradley Robinson will play Warren van der Sloot. Gavin Terro plays Nixa Bengerik from Wingate Park. So those games, I believe, will be played now.
Yeah, I think they'll put them onto sea green. So it's going to be a bit away from us, unfortunately. As Sid, with his first ball, drew these shots. So they're currently holding 2. Jason's taken it out, but he got the outside of the ball, so he's run away.
It's quite funny because Sid changed James on his last ball to the forehand, and now everyone's gone back to the backhand.
Yeah.
So
Okay, just to announce announce the decision. So the semi-finals for the Open will not be played today. It will be played at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is a really early start. And then the final will take place as soon as possible after that.
Well, that's interesting. Probably trying to get away from the weather. I'm not sure if you could hear that announcement from the... Oh, what a great shot from Jason.
That's a great shot.
He's made a few shots there. James has indicated 4 down.
Yeah, so the announcer was saying that in lieu of this weather and probably getting pretty dark out there too, they are going to play the men's open singles tomorrow starting at 8 o'clock, which is probably pretty unheard of at this level, an 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, so you'll have the 2 semi-finals tomorrow morning, and then straight after that will be the final. Looks like Jason's drawing another, yeah.
It is in the count.
They're holding 5 at the moment. Sid's got his last ball.
This is massive in the context of the game.
Yeah, this will really take the game away from them if he doesn't cut this down or get the shot.
He's having a close look at it.
Not short. He's got to
Does he
get the
white?
watcher.
Oh, he's gone through the gap.
Missed everything.
He's done his job over and over again, but that time his luck failed him, and that's 5. That is massive in the context of the game. Jason Evans played that one to roll James's ball out of the head. Well, he did it twice actually.
Yeah, he did it twice,
he
yeah.
did Sid first and then James. Second shot, first shot, and at the end of the day he walks over with a handful.
Yeah. So that's big now, because that's going to take it out to 22-7. So it's going to be asking a hell of a lot of Sid and James to get themselves back into this game.
22-7, yep. And on ring 3, Jerry Baker and Prince Nolanda might be 4 up in the game, but right now they look to be down about 3. Jerry's got 1 ball left. Wayne Roberts has still got 1 ball left. So this could be a big swing there.
Yeah, this could be a big end here as well, because it stays as it is. It'll put Wayne and Dion right back into that game.
Jerry's got 2 balls left.
It would mean that Wayne's also got 2 balls left. But Jerry scored the last end.
Yeah.
Can't actually see his other ball.
Jerry's
He's
having a
on
run.
the run.
Oh,
and he's got it.
He's got it.
But they're still going to be down. As we see, James is pulled up a bit short with his first. He's just unable to apply that pressure with his first ball, leaving the door open for Luan to draw close again.
I suppose the corrections in this, with this weather, you know, you 1 through, you're trying to take a little bit off, you drop it all. That's a fantastic ball.
Yeah, great draw there from James. Needs a few more of those to get them back into this game.
Oh,
Oh, good effort there from Luan.
and Wayne Roberts has cut his deficit to 2 against Jerry Baker. At the same time, James Evertse has really come to the party here, putting a lot of pressure on young Luan Cronje.
He's drawn another. But there's an opportunity here for Luan if he can trail that white. He's got 2 balls waiting.
He is in the area.
Great
Yeah.
effort that. So rain comes down a bit heavier now. James with his last one has had to switch to the backhand.
And that's a fantastic result. Pushes up his front one, firms up his closest ball, so they're holding at least 2.
Just wondering if we might not see them come off again.
Tell you what,
The rain's very heavy.
Sid wouldn't be too keen to get off right now the way his balls are sitting.
Yeah.
He can come off after this end. It's coming straight down. We've lost our wind.
Flags are hardly moving as well. There's Jason on the attack from the first ball. He's narrow. Goes into the ditch. Sid's going to try and cover with his first, I think. If he can get his first one in a good spot, then he might look to draw with the remaining 3 if there's no change. And
Yeah.
he has got the best back.
He's done his job there. It's time to...
So I think you'll see Jason maybe try to play with a bit better weight, so not as heavy as his last.
He's close. Oh, he got a rub. Oh,
You got 2 rubs. Didn't get the shot out of it, I don't think, but he's
Still 2 down.
got another one in the head.
He's close.
Ooh, he almost got inside Jason's ball for another.
This could go very interesting, yeah, because he's only got that 1 ball in the head.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful here. I think that's why Jason wanted to play the forehand rather than the backhand.
The narrow miss is better.
He's got rid of one of the balls. Not a bad result for
Yeah.
Jason. Don't think he's pushed this.
And now, with everything a yard behind, we might see Jason lose a little bit of that fear element of popping his through the head. With a yard away, his ball will stay. So even if his closest one goes, oh, it's only 1 down, not 2.
Yeah, that could change things as well, because if he is only 1 down, he won't want to be too aggressive. At this stage of the game, he'll be happy to concede 1 shot.
Exactly.
Doesn't want to get rid of his own ball and give Sid space to draw another. He's played this well.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Sid's going to have to play for it.
Yeah.
The opportunity still exists to get rid of both balls.
And if the jack goes back a yard, and then he's in huge trouble. So he's got to miss narrow, I would say.
Yeah, well, I think he has to. He's chasing the game,
Yeah,
so
he
he's
has
going to
to
have
play
to
the
play
shot
for
for
it.
sure.
Yeah. I think he's going to have more weight than less, because if he does get it wrong and the jack goes back, they have got the best back. So
That's
you'll
a
want
good
the
call.
jack to go further.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's playing
It's
with
not allowed.
weight.
Right? Oh, the front ball.
Yeah, it's just the one.
Just the one. I think the way Jason's ball was sitting there, he'd scramble out of there, only one down. I think that's
Yeah, I think he'll be
that's a
happy
good
with
result.
that. Yeah. Definitely wouldn't have wanted to do a multiple there. 22-8 then after 14 ends. Can't quite see who's holding in the other pair's game. Jack's a bit hidden at the moment.
As the rain comes down, you think the organisers have made the correct call to leave the semi-finals for tomorrow. Oh. And that's a great ball by Wayne Roberts.
He got a bit lucky there. I think he was a bit narrow, but he got a right off Jerry's last ball, picked up the white and made two of it. Yeah, I think definitely they've probably made the right decision. The forecast is for heavy rain throughout the rest of the day. As Luan gets off to a good start. So yeah, definitely wouldn't be pleasant to be playing this afternoon in the rain. And singles obviously is a little bit different to fours and pairs, where it's 21 ends and the fours and the pairs, so then you know that's taking half a day. You can get two singles games in half a day quite comfortably.
That's true. Let's see it burst.
Yeah, I think these changing weather conditions are making it very difficult for these two leads to really nail this jack. They had a good end the last end, but just struggling at the moment. James just runs through with his last. So Wayne Roberts picking up two there. I think that ties the score up. It does. 14 all after 16. And then just in the semi-final of the fours, the men's fours, they've completed 14 ends there, and Ferdy Janssen from Rustenburg is 4 shots up. It's 14-10. As you would have seen, Luan drawing the shot with his last. James is close here. Yeah, he's drawn it. Rain's gotten a bit heavier again. Another ball in the head there from Luan. This weight was good, just a touch on the wide side.
Yeah, you can hear Jason just trying to make sure that he keeps his composure. He says to Luan, don't go chasing it. You know, you can see the wide, you can see across the head, but Jason's just calling for balls in the head, which is at this stage of the game with the lead they have, that's all you need to do. Let the opposition try and force something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all that experience coming through from Jason. He knows with the lead that they got, they can afford to drop one every end till the end of the game and they'll still win. So all he'll want from his lead, Luan, is just to ball the head, just get 4 balls close, and he'll back himself to do the rest. I think it will take something very special from Sid to give themselves a chance in the closing few ends to win this game. And this is what we're talking about from Jason.
That's what you're going to do, to just wind the game down end by end now.
That's why I say, even in these weather conditions, Jason will back himself to be close. That's a Good effort from
try.
Sid.
I suppose full credit to the 18-year-old lead. I mean, he's put his side into a powerful position nearly every end, showed his composure, hasn't been overawed by this stage.
Yeah, I don't see any nerves from him. If he is nervous, he's hiding it quite well. I'm not sure, obviously, his history in terms of finals and semi-finals, but pretty sure this is probably the biggest semi-final he's ever been in.
It's a good effort. He's still one down. He's got 3 seconds, yeah?
Yeah, it does look that way, so Sid getting a couple of good results with his last 2 bowls and has set it up quite nicely.
Oh, Prince has just played an absolute ripper. After Dion played one himself.
Yeah, Dion drew a good one, and then Prince has turned Dion out, so Prince and Jerry holding a few.
No inch given in that game. 14 all, 16 ends. Prince and Dion having a great game, and the skips are doing their business too. So Sid's run out of ammunition there, unfortunately. So Jason will survive.
Yeah, he's happy with the one.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to take the risk and give the shot away.
That's another end down.
So that lead will edge out to 23-8 now. 15 ends completed.
Once again, Jason just giving his lead some encouragement to be up to the head with all the rain that's fallen. Green's taken a pounding.
Yeah, he's just let him know that obviously with all the rain that's coming down, the green has slowed up a little bit, so he's just trying to make sure that his lead gives it a little extra just to reach. And he's played a great shot with his first, just a foot short, right in front of the white.
As we continue to watch the action, let's mention our sponsors of Bowl South Africa: Perfect Delivery, Aero, Drake's Pride, Personal Trust, Studibit Bandlines play a crucial part in getting these tournaments in such good shape and do such amazing things to keep this game up. Bowls that we all love, whatever level we play, we love this game. It's just a wonderful game, and well done to those sponsors for putting some resources into this wonderful sport.
James drew a good one with his first. He needs to back that up now. They need to have a good end if they want to stay alive.
See, that's the problem when you start to get to the stage of the game. It's late, the green slope here in the Cape quite a lot. I don't know if you noticed that during your matches, but now we've got rain and slowing greens.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was one of the last to come off last night, or late yesterday afternoon, and as soon as the sun went down behind the mountain, it pulled up at least a second and a half.
Is that something that happens in Durban and in the Natal area?
No, not really. Greens don't really get affected too much by the sun. In terms of the speed, that is.
Yeah.
That's a good result there.
He's obviously playing with the lead, but he's playing with full confidence. I mean, he's not coming up short. He's putting his skip in a powerful position once again.
little bit heavy there from James. Got a bit lucky not to give the shot away there. Now the wind picks up again and the rain falls. So just at the changeover we can see that Jerry Baker is holding a few shots, while Prince is holding a few shots.
Wayne Roberts' last ball.
He's on his forehand and he's on the attack. He's either looking for the watcher or looking to sit the bowls. Watching it. Oh, he's gone straight through.
Through that gap. From our angle it didn't look like much, but he went through that gap between Prince's woods behind the jack, leaving Jerry a pretty risk-free chance of trying to add on another. That game tightened up, 14-10 to Baker. It's now 14 all. And again, looks like 2 to us from our vantage point here. Safely out of the rain on the deck here at Westbourne Cricket Club.
Not out of the cold though. Sid's turned another one in. We're back to our feature game, and Sid's turned one of James's short balls up for second shot, so they're holding 2 at the moment. So we're just watching Jerry's last ball come down, but that's not going to trouble the head. We'll have to see how many shots it was. We think it was only 2. Jason just apologising there.
Yeah, he reckons that one slipped out of his hand. Trying to keep your bowls dry is, that's almost the most crucial thing now.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. I mean, the cloths that you're going to be using are probably damp as well still, so not going to be easy to get the bowl completely dry.
I mean, these greens have really slowed up. I've just seen Prince throw the jack there and it looked like he heaved it.
So it was 2, confirmation of that. Jerry takes the lead again, 16-14. They've completed 17 ends. Jason's trying hard, yeah. Oh, what a great shot.
Oh, what a great ball. Found the white. Lovely catch there. I think that was James's ball.
And I can tell you that Jason won't be unhappy with that. He was 2 down, he's only 1 now. And it's going to be a struggle for Sid to make a few shots there.
You've got 2 seconds, Jason. you've bowled a ripper there.
Yeah, but he can't get the ball really without getting jack movement, so he doesn't want to open it up. He's already saying he doesn't mind giving away the 1. It's going to be difficult for Sid with his last ball to make a few shots or even get second shots. So I don't think Jason needs to try too hard with his last.
Greens are still running over 12 seconds, so I mean that's not bad considering the amount of rain we've had all day.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean the finish is obviously very abrupt. Playing in Westbourne Cricket Club in summer, the finish is wonderful. It swings and it's one of those low and slows, but it is what it is. The players are certainly putting on a show despite the hard conditions. You can see there on the left flank, Prince has trailed the white. He's holding 2 on his own. Dion is a little bit over enthusiastic there.
Yeah, just losing his ball. So Sid's going to try and draw another one, yeah. He has to give it a chance.
He's through the gap. Oh,
yeah, it's a bit heavy, I think. Yeah, just didn't get down in time, so they'll pick up 1 though, but with 5 ends to play.
Prince has drawn the white off his 2 balls, unfortunately. Sometimes you play a good ball and you get a bad result.
Yeah, true, but I don't think he'll be unhappy with that. It's another bowl in the head. Luan's played a cracker with the bolt and the jack together, and I think he's made the shot out of it. Yeah, so 23-9 now after 16 ends to Jason. So 5 ends left. Pretty sure Jason will be thinking about not playing the last end, so he'll want to try and keep a 9-shot lead going into that last end if he can. I don't think he wants to be out here any longer than he has to.
I mean, I'm enjoying myself commentating and watching this game, but I'm not sure how much longer I want to be out here.
Yeah.
It's pretty chilly out here.
Yeah, we're not exactly sitting inside, so...
And have you noticed how our fellow commentator Eugene is
he hasn't come back.
nestled up into by the log fire watching us on TV?
Yeah. That's definitely the place to be. There's a nice little fire going inside.
Great start by James. If they're going to make a comeback, it's got to be now.
Yeah, they're running out of ends very quickly.
Jason's pretty keen to just put the strangle on him now and tick over the ends. Yep, that's another good one from James.
Yeah, it's a bit better from James. His first 2 bowls are within 2 feet, so... Bull's a little bit of pressure.
We'll test the youngster's nerve here. Yeah.
Good bowl, yeah, very good bowl. Doesn't like it, James.
Jerry's attacking the head there. Still sitting pretty good for the...
Yeah, he opened it up for himself, but he's also opened it up for Wayne now, and Dion's immediately called him to put the white in the box for a few shots. As we're going to see, I think a good ball here from Luan. Yeah, what a great effort.
Very difficult to squander this big lead they've accumulated when your front rank is continuing just to put the woods in the right area.
Yeah, and that's all Jason will want now. Just wants Luan to get it close. So the rain comes down again. Wind picks up as well.
Estella, an umpire.
Oof. Jerry coming up short. He's got 1 bullet left.
Oh, he just fell into the ditch, Wayne. It looks like they hold 2 or 3. Jerry's going to want to try and draw close.
Ball because they may be ringing the bell at any point here. That's coming down again. Prince is having a good look at Jerry Baker's
I
last
think
ball.
he's short. I think he's going to pull up short here. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has.
The bonus time for Wayne now.
They're 9-3, so they're into the lead as it stands.
Yeah, and if he can draw another one, yeah, it gives him a 2-shot lead.
I don't think he's there.
No, he's not there.
Yeah. See, this is getting a bit interesting. I mean, they ring that ball 20 seconds before and Jerry doesn't drop that 3.
Yeah.
Oh, we are getting into some dramatic scenes here. You can't possibly call this game off early with Wayne Roberts now gone in 1 shot into the lead.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They completed that end, so that's 3 shots to Wayne and Dion, which puts him 1 shot up.
So we're down for another rain delay. It's certainly bucketing down now. Nervous times if you're not on the right side of the score.
Exactly, yeah, because there's a chance they could end it here, and as the scores lie, that's how it'll be. There's only really that game that would be a bit of controversy, but I suppose you could say all of them because there's still a few ends left in all the games, so anything could happen. I know the 4s on the end there. Freddie Janssen is increased his lead 17-10 after 16. So although they're not comfortable in that game, they only 5 ends left to play and they 7 shots up. As for the feature game, Jason Evans against Sid Siebert, obviously Jason's pretty comfortable, and you would make an assumption quite early now that they will take that game if it even does continue.
Yeah, so you've got a very little interesting period now as the rain comes down, probably the hardest it has since this match started.
You can see that straight away by all the puddles coming up already.
Could be in for quite a delay. We're hearing as much as half an hour before they make a call, but every 5 minutes that this rain comes down is... And Wayne, what do you say? They'll look at the entire green. They're not going to let one game continue if they call off the rest, because obviously we can see A1 starting to get quite waterlogged.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's if they're going to call it off, they'll call it off for all the games. It won't just be for one and not the rest. But I suppose with the amount of ends that you've got left to play in all the games, there's an opportunity to still play them tomorrow morning. Just having a look, Jason's the only one with 6 ends left to play. In the 4 semi-final, they got 5 ends, and with the other pair semi-final, they've got 4 ends. No, in fact, they've completed the 18, so they've got 3 ends left. So, you know, the chances they could say, well, they'll continue the game tomorrow morning and also start at 8 o'clock. The games should be finished within an hour, and I'd say then by 10 o'clock you've got the finals going on. So I would say that's probably a possibility.
I think you want to see the games finish.
Yes, definitely.
I mean,
yeah.
As we mentioned earlier, you know, 30 seconds is the difference between Jerry Baker being on the right side of that score and now he's on the wrong side.
Exactly, exactly.
You know, I think that's going to be a very, very difficult call. And wow, look at how the screen is changing. I'm not sure.
The amount of rain that's falling now.
It is. There's a puddle. Let me tell you, there's on A2. There's a puddle. The back section of A1. This is quite nasty out there now.
I would say really the fairest way to do it is to continue tomorrow morning. Did they?
They've signed.
Your game.
Okay, so that's breaking news that we can confirm. Jason Evans is through to the final.
Sid Siebert just signed the card now. So he's what would be the right word there?
Conceded.
Conceded, that's right, Jay. He's conceded that game. I think it was always going to be difficult for them to get back to win it, even if they waited to tomorrow. So, yeah, Sid Siebert signed the card there, conceded the game. So, yeah, congratulations to Jason Evans and to Luan there for getting through to the final of the SA National Pairs 2021. So they'll obviously be waiting for the winner then of Jerry Baker and Wayne Roberts.
And the more this heavy downpour comes down, the more complicated that picture gets. There's puddles everywhere now. I don't know if they have a super sucker on site.
Yeah, and it's, looking at the weather forecast as well, it's not really meant to ease up before 5-6 o'clock, so there's still meant to be a lot more rain to fall. At this stage, I would gamble to say that they probably won't continue, at least not today.
Yes.
So as we just get confirmation that Siebert has signed the card and has conceded that game. You think they want to go out in the rain now and fetch their balls?
I don't think they've thought about that. Well, I know Jason's got his son with him, so I can imagine he's picking up his balls. I wouldn't want to be in the officials' room right now trying to figure out how they're going to complete the rest of these games. Oh, there's Sid. Watch him come across the screen.
Sid's gone out to
collect
his ball. He only had balled one, so you only had to fetch one from that end. James is now scurrying across the green to fetch his 4 balls. As Luan follows suit to go fetch his as well. Sid also doing the right thing and picking up the mat, not leaving it on the green.
Matt is still on A3.
Guys, we are calling off play. So can I please see the skips of the games that are playing?
Eugene, do you know anything for us about, are they going to continue the games or what are they doing?
No, actually the games have just been called off, so if I'm correct, I think 12 ends concludes the game. 12 or 15 ends concludes the game, so the scores will stay as it is. Besides, the semi-final of Jerry's Pairs game, they scored a 2 just before they rang the bell, so that should be 16 also. They should be able to come back tomorrow morning.
Was it only a 2?
And
We thought it was 3 by the looks of things.
I'm not quite sure. I'll have to make sure.
Yeah, that's a real deal breaker there, because
So if Wayne and them picked up a 3 there, then it should conclude that game as well.
wow, that's a matter of 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting.
Well, even if it's 15, they passed the 15 mark as well already. So
Yeah, the game's constituted, that's for
we'll
sure.
just have to wait for confirmation. They are chatting to the skips of all the games now, just to explain to them the rules and the situation. Obviously, all of these rules will be in the conditions of play. So
Yeah, it's predetermined.
it's all predetermined, and
Yeah. Meanwhile, I think the commentator's going to take a break. We'll get back to you shortly with confirmation. See you guys later.
You like to disappear on us, eh?
and go sit by the fire.
Yeah.
I was sitting here alone when you guys were. I was asking Joel, please find Wayne. I don't know, because I was sitting here alone.
Pardon, Charles?
It's not nice to do commentating by yourself.
Pardon, Charles?
Jason.
Now switch it off.
Thanks, guys.
So you'll be taking a break.
Let's switch it off. Let's switch it on.
I said you're taking a break.
Yes, it's not up because I'm closing.
No, I'm not. I'm the club CTO.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. From your commentator, I'm going to hand you over to Jenny Phillips. She's the Chief Technical Official, just to give you an update on exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, so we have suspended play for the day. As you can see from the greens, there's just far too much water on the greens and the weather conditions look absolutely awful. Unfortunately, everybody is very, very wet at this stage and it's unpleasant. So we've decided we're going to suspend play for the day. The one team has signed their card, so the one pairs has signed their card, but the game between Jerry Baker and Roberts will continue tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and the fours between Steyn and Janssen will continue at 8 o'clock as well. We also will be having at the same time the semi-finals of the men's open singles at 8 o'clock, and the final will be played as soon after that as we can. Thanks, Eugene.
Great, thanks Jenny. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope to see you back online tomorrow. Please share the links when you go on tomorrow so that you can get everyone watching, and please enjoy the rest of your day and keep safe. Thank you.